What a day it turned out to be. Glorious sunshine basking us as we set off. So who were the Sharks? That was the question. And we had 5 riders in the breakaway that imposed themselves very early on. Jash Keplinger, Sean Quinn, Janssen and Rakhani. Well, I can tell you that Sean Quinn took both of the Category 1 tests out there. Once we got beyond the halfway stage, he went from 0 to mountains leader and possibly decided to preserve himself for the end of the day. What about Tom Pidcock, who'd been so well marshalled over the last couple of days into that points leaders competition? He was embedded yet again, keeping up indeed with the mountains men. Pellizzari, our glorious leader, also well protected. The gap 2 minutes and 9 by the time we just went under the 50 k's to go marker. It was at that point when indeed Jash said, I'm out of here. Off he set, and indeed going along with him, part of the breakaway. Chris Juul-Jensen tried to keep up. Bahrain victorious as well with Ryder Keplinger, a good time trialist. Could that be a good skill for a little bit later on? Sean Quinn backed out, preserving his resources to try and nail that mountains jersey to his shoulders on the final day, leaving 4 up front. But who indeed might have the ability to hold everyone in abeyance? It looked at this point with just around about 100 seconds separating those out front to the chase, and as the gap started to alter, ebb and flow you might say, as the peaks that characterized the finale started to rear up. Some of them only short, but very, very sharp. And sharp-minded was Lennart Jash. He kicked on, leaving in his wake those who were hoping for a crown. Christopher Juul-Jensen first to go, a big man who clearly tested on the high ground today. Great to see him back to such stellar form. Meanwhile, of course, Jans just had to believe that this was going to be a day that maybe opened up some possibilities, maybe only a good finish. Still, Michael Storer, their team principal and defending champion, was back in the vanguard of all of the main favourites for the day. And were there to be some interchanges? There were. Rodriguez came out of the pack, bridged over to Juul-Jensen, and indeed stayed with him for a wee while out there. But just could not make it. They was to be wound in. And then this sketchy moment for our man out front. He was pushing so hard, nearly troubled the mattresses at the side of the road, but kicked again. Could he hold on? It was looking sketchy even at this point. 16.2 kilometers to go. The pack came through. They were equally worried by that sketchy corner off camber on the cobbles, and as a result they just backed out ever so slightly. Rodriguez was still in the chase with Janssen, but the road was starting to run out for the hopes of many. Setting the pace out there, well, it was Pinarello Q365. 2 men posted on the front by Tom Pidcock. Mark Donovan, Chris Harper doing a fantastic job to try and help him to a little bit of glory, to lead him in late on. But, well, suddenly the attacks on those pitons at the end of the day, those burrs that were really going to grind, and Pinarello, it was, Pellizzari that set off. Pinarello were regathering themselves to try and get Pidcock teed up for a little bit later on. Pellizzari dug in. Vlasov set off to try and neutralise bonus seconds that Bernal was hoping to pick up behind this man who picked up 6. To no avail for his overall chances. Yes, Jans was still going for it. Then 2 came out of the pack to chase in. Sobrero from Little Trek, joined by Federico Giacomoni from Team Euregio, who's done so well in this race with a stage victory for Tommaso. But it was to be this man who was to get there. Absolutely remarkable. Yes, he had his chance. The first win of his professional career was about to be handed to Jans. He had enough time. Indeed, by the time he hit the cobbles with just over 70 meters to go, to think about how he was going to celebrate. This is a unique feeling for him, and boy did he love it. Absolutely sensational. He's our winner. They sprinted on for the minor places here, Sobrero and Giacomoni, and finishing within the pack was both Tom Pidcock picking up minor points and of course our leader Giulio Pellizzari. But one winner today from the breakaway, absolutely glorious. It's Lennart Jash.
Lennart Jash viene premiato da Elisabetta Bozzarelli, vice sindaca del comune di Trento e assessore alla cultura.
He looked like he just did not know what had hit him. He hit everybody else. Jash taking ahead of Sobrero, Giacomoni, Stork, Aronson, Vlasov, Pidcock in the frame, Ormsel, and indeed Storer still in the top 10, but our leader is Giulio Pellizzari. What a race, and one day still to come. Pellizzari leads by 4 seconds. Bernal closes the gap. He's still in 3rd. One day to go.
Leonard Josh, congratulations on your first pro win, and you chose quite a day to take it, the Queen stage of the Tour of the Alps.
Yeah, I can't believe it, to be honest. Like, yeah, the emotions are quite a lot right now because, I mean, I came here to help Michael to win the GC again, and now I'm sitting here and you're asking me these questions, and yeah, I can't believe it. It was just an incredible day. When I was in the break, I just felt this is maybe the best day of my life today. I had insane legs, and yeah, I just kept believing from the beginning on and did everything to make it to the line, and yeah, it was just a crazy day.
Now in German, Leonard, tell us about your first pro win here in this Queen stage of the Tour of the Alps.
Naja, ich bin hier eigentlich hergekommen, um Michael zu helfen, das GC nochmal zu gewinnen, so wie letztes Jahr. Und jetzt sitze ich hier und ihr fragt mich hier all diese Fragen. Ja, ich bin irgendwie ein bisschen überfordert damit gerade, weil ja, ich hätte damit niemals gerechnet. Und ja, heute war einfach ein total krasser Tag. Ich habe einfach von Anfang an gemerkt, dass ich super gute Beine habe und habe einfach von Anfang an daran geglaubt, dass ich es ins Ziel schaffen kann. Und ja, umso länger es ging, umso mehr habe ich einfach gemerkt, dass ich der Beste aus der Gruppe bin. Und irgendwann habe ich mir dann halt einfach ein Herz gefasst, bin losgefahren und dann war es einfach nur unglaublich hart.
Thank